This dog was extremely dangerous. Even well-trained soldiers were afraid of him, so his mouth was muzzled and he was locked in a cage. But one day, a soldier decides to take him. He walks into the dog's cage without any hesitation. The dog jumps up immediately ready to attack. Briggs slowly approaches trying to touch him. The dog stays completely still. Briggs gently pets him and tells his buddy that the dog really isn't that scary after all. But the dog suddenly lunges at him, scaring Briggs half to death. He quickly throws the dog in the car, deciding to take him far away from the prison. Even in the car, the dog keeps barking like crazy. After a while, he wears himself out and sits quietly, but Briggs is still on edge. He calls a superior officer. The officer tells him this is no ordinary dog. This is a highly trained military dog. His handler was killed in combat. Ever since that day, the dog snapped and started attacking everyone. Briggs decides to bring the dog to his handler's funeral, but it's not easy. The moment the call ends, the dog starts losing it again. Briggs tries to calm him down by talking to him, but the dog isn't having it, until the car finally comes to a stop. Briggs works up the nerve and removes the muzzle. He slowly opens the cage door wanting to let him out, but the dog goes off barking furiously, so Briggs shuts the cage door again. The moment he steps away, the dog bursts out of the cage. When Briggs comes back, he's floored by what the dog did to his car. The seats are completely torn apart. He's so freaked out he can't even bring himself to open the door. Then an idea hits him. He stuffs a sausage with a sedative and tosses it to the dog. A few minutes later, the dog passes out. Briggs finally lets out a long sigh of relief. He stops in a small village for the night. That night, he starts feeling guilty about the dog. When he brings him food, the sedative has hit so hard, the dog can barely even stand. He just lies there on the ground eating slowly. Seeing that Briggs feels awful, he sits down next to the dog and tries to hand feed him, but the dog no longer trusts him. The next morning when Briggs wakes up, he finds the dog hasn't touched his water all night. He opens a bottle and takes a sip himself, but the dog suddenly lunges forward and snatches it right out of his hands. Briggs laughs nervously and tries talking to him hoping to rebuild some trust, but the dog doesn't respond. Then all of a sudden the dog gets restless like he's picked up on something. Briggs has no idea what's going on. The dog leaps out of the car and bolts into the woods. Briggs takes off after him in a panic. But if you want to see what happens next, the movie is called Dog.